Good morning, everyone. Scott Arehart here with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. Thank you all so very, very much for taking some time today to join us. Really excited about today's presentation. We're going to look at the IAMS Macro Tax Planning Kit. Very, very innovative marketing kit that we have compiled. And to take a deep dive into that, we've got the IAMS Chief Marketing, Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer, Mr. Curtis Hawks with us. Curtis, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Hey, thank you for your time, buddy. I know it's a really busy time around the office here, so thanks for carving out some time for us. We greatly appreciate it. Before Curtis and I get into the meat and potatoes of today's presentation, we are going to go through just a few housekeeping items, a couple introductory slides, and then we'll get going with the presentation here. So let's start with our housekeeping items. Probably one of the most important things that I will say today is top right-hand corner of your screen. That's our phone number, 800-255-5055. If you have any questions about this marketing kit, about your practice, anything that we can do to help you grow your business, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We absolutely would love the opportunity to chat with you. Second housekeeping item are polling questions. I have 3 polling questions that I've teed up for today's presentation. Just simple yes or no answers. If you would please take the time to participate in those when we launch them, we greatly appreciate that. And then the last housekeeping item are questions. Curtis and I are going to go through the highlights for what we think are some of the best pieces inside this massive marketing kit. And we're going to do it in a fairly condensed period of time. So there's going to be questions that come up or things that you have. Please type them in. We have carved out some end of the time or some time at the end of the presentation for an interactive question and answer session. So please type the questions in. We'll do the best we can to get those answered while we're live and in session. And if it's something that we don't get to or can't answer while we're live and in session, certainly when we call to follow up, we will get those questions answered for you. With that, let's jump forward here into some of the introductory slides. And the first thing I want to talk about is the new Producer Builder program. This program is for individuals who are new to us here at IAMS, or if this is your first introduction to insurance agency marketing services, you fall into this category. As you can see, there are great levels to qualify at, and inside each level, some really, really awesome, for lack of a better term, options for you. Cash rewards, business building tools, personal perks, all available to you. This is all based on your production within your first 180 days of being licensed with IAMS. So if you have any questions about the new Producer Builder, or you want to chat about how we can help you get to the level you want to be at, please give your sales director a call here in the office, and they'll help you map out a plan for that. Next slide that we're going to take a look at are our IAMS business builders. And I'm going to highlight in this slide 2 of our most popular programs. And we'll start on top there with the Referred Producer Program. Our business here on the wholesale side of the industry, very, very similar to yours in the field, in that one of the best leads we could ever obtain is a referral from one of our valued clients, or you, our valued producer. So we want to make it worthwhile for you to refer other individuals to us. And we do that by, when you refer an individual to us and they pick up any license through IAMS, we're going to send you a $50 thank you check. Now, where the real money comes in is, as your referred producer writes business, you are going to receive an override on that business, and you can see the percentage breakdown there. We do sign these checks. I shouldn't say we do sign these. Curtis signs these checks at least quarterly, and I know they can total into the thousands and thousands of dollars. So it can be very, very lucrative for you. One thing I want to point out about that override is that is your override. That is not, that doesn't come out of your referred producers commissions or anything like that. That is just an override that we are giving to you as a thank you for that referral. If you can think of anyone that could benefit from doing business with us here at IAMS, please type their information into the questions box. Feel free to email me their information, scott@iamsinc.com, or when we do to call to follow up, let us know who they are. We'll do the best we can to get them recruited over to IAMS and get you on your way to earning some referred producer dollars. Now, below that is our marketing reimbursement program, which is far and away our most popular business builder program. Rough numbers on that: every $100,000 in FIA premium you place through IAMS, puts $100 into your marketing reimbursement account. Now, why our marketing reimbursement account is so popular and so much more lucrative than the majority of our competitors out there is because we truly do consider that to be your money. We don't cap your account. We're not going to make you roll your account out at any time. And we also put very few restrictions on vendor utilization. What I mean by that is if you want to use IAMS Creative, if you want to use an IAMS vendor partner, we can certainly connect you on that and do that. Also, if you want to use a vendor that you've been using, a local company or something where you've had success, we want to help you grow and continue that relationship. So all we ask is that you send us a receipt or an invoice from that successful marketing, and we'll cut you a check and help you offset that. If you'd like more information about marketing reimbursement, you want to know where your account balance is, anything like that, please give your sales director a call. They'd absolutely love to walk you through that and get you that information. Back office support, this is my favorite slide in any introduction that I do, simply because this is truly the heart of who we are here at IAMS and how we were founded 35, 36 years ago. We're going to help you work smarter, not harder. We're going to do that with great business building tools and resources. We've highlighted some of the business building tools. Some of the great resources we talk about are going to be our daily webinars and this great marketing package you're about to see. Case design assistance and life and annuity quotes. We're going to put a 24-hour guarantee for all of our producers on your illustrations and your case design, both life and annuity. We're going to have them to you within 24 hours of your request for that information. And further than that, it's probably going to be significantly less than that, where we know that you need the right forms and the right tools to help you close business, and that's our job to get them to you in a timely fashion. And speaking of forms at your fingertips, we are going to have a lot of easy ways for you to get a hold of the proper forms you need. You can go to our website, iamsinc.com. You can chat with your sales director. You can put in a form request. You can go direct to carrier. All of those are available to you. They are very easy for us to get you the forms, and we are more than happy to do so. Submission to commission support, below that, probably the thing that will set IAMS apart the most is our service and our dedication to our producers. And one of the best ways we show that is with our new business teams. So we have teams here specifically for your pre-issuance business. What I mean by that is we're going to scrub your app for you. We're going to submit your app on your behalf. We'll track it throughout the issuance process for you, notifying you of any status needs whatsoever. And really, the whole goal of that is to get you commissioned as quickly as possible. Anyone that's on this presentation that hasn't utilized our new business teams, I'd tell you, next app you take, let us know. Submit it through us either via our Firelight, IGO e-app system, or a direct paper app. Send it through us. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how much quicker you will get commissioned because you utilize that. And the key thing there is there's absolutely no cost to you. That is a service that we provide. You are nothing out of your pocket whatsoever there. Below that, moving on quickly here, top sales expertise and coaching. We've got a lot of experience on our sales teams. We've got a lot of experience with our new business staff. We've got several great national sales coaches, all designed to help you get coached up, get the expertise you need. We're here to help. We want to help. Utilize us. If you'd like to get connected with one of our sales coaches, let us know. We can make that happen for you. Then the bottom bullet point, paperless contracting. We are on the SuranceBay platform. I don't want to date myself here, but if you are as old as I am, you remember the hand cramps that we'd get from filling out individual licensing agreements. Those days are gone. We're going to ask you to fill out licensing one time, and then we can get you appointed with probably about 90% of our carriers are going to be on that platform. So very streamlined way for you to get the appointments you need to write the business you want. If you have any questions on anything I just highlighted, please let me know. I did mention Firelight on our previous slide there. We do have Firelight available to you at iamsinc.com. Again, no cost to you whatsoever. If you have not utilized e-apps as of yet, I would tell you this is the wave of the future, and it's going to make your life so much easier. Really hard to submit a NIGO e-app. It's just a clean way to do business. It's going to cut a couple days off of processing time because it is so clean for you. Really, really easy way to get commission faster. If you haven't gone out to IAMSinc.com and created a profile and signed up for Firelight, as soon as we're done with this presentation, please do so. If you have any questions about how to utilize Firelight or the iPipeline, um, I iPipeline, I can't remember the name, Curtis, I apologize. But the Life Side e-app, please go out and register for that. Curtis, did I hear you unmute?
Yeah. So iPipeline is going to be the main platform for life insurance. We do have some life carriers on Firelight as well, but both of those, Scott, to your point, are on the site and easy to get to, whether you're wanting to run quotes or do an e-app.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So as soon as we're done with this presentation, jump out there and register for that if you haven't already. I have mentioned our creative team a bit earlier as well. We do have a full in-service or full in-house creative team here at your service. We can do a lot of really neat things. Curtis is the head of that division here, and he's got a great team with a lot of talent, ton of pre-made marketing pieces ready for you, ready to impose your logo and contact information on. If you don't have a customized logo and brand design, certainly we can do that for you. And then, of course, digital solutions. If you'd like to access any of the services that IAMS Creative offers, please let your sales director know. We can get a plan built out. We can get the creative team working on it for you. Curtis, I know I'm trying to get us into the meat and potatoes here, but is there anything you want to add about IAMS Creative before I jump forward on the slides?
Well, I think the big core thing that we've seen here over the last year or so is creativity has really been key in marketing. A lot of advisors have had to, you go back to last year, take a step back and evaluate how they're currently marketing with what's going on in the marketplace. And I think we're seeing a little bit of that this year as well as we continue to plod forward into this new normal. And that's, I think, a big reason why we're on the call today on our main topic that we'll get to here in a few minutes. But being really taking a look at what's going on in the marketplace and marketing around it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The team that Curtis has compiled are definitely cutting edge mindsets. They are very, very in the know of the industry as well as general marketing practices. So again, if you'd like more information on that, just let your sales director know. Website, we have mentioned it a few times. Again, IAMSinc.com. If you haven't created a profile out there, please do so directly after this presentation. Retirement Analyzer, definitely something I want to hit on here. Anyone that's involved in annuities and even with life insurance has seen heightened regulation or at least attempted regulation come into play. Because of that, we think that using a software to help you I call it third grade long division. If you remember, we had to show our work when we learned how to do long division. This helps you show your work. And the reason why we choose Retirement Analyzer and why I support Retirement Analyzer so much is because beyond being a tool to help you keep all your client information in one place, understand where their assets are and how you can best help them, I also think it's a great closing tool. And what I mean by that is every chart, every graph, all the wording in Retirement Analyzer is very client-centric, very easy to understand, very plain language, and you can show a client with a simple click of a button how much better their position will be because they implement the product you're recommending or the strategy you're recommending. So big fan of this. Marcus Solar and David Corwin in our office are our point men for Retirement Analyzer. If you'd like to kick the tires of Retirement Analyzer, I'd highly encourage you to give one of those gentlemen a call. We've got some great training. We've got some great access that you can have to Retirement Analyzer. So just give David or Marcus a call in the office and they can get you started there. IAMS Wealth Management. As I talk about IAMS Wealth Management, I'm going to launch our first poll of the day. Actually, no, I did not load up that poll. I'm sorry. So we'll have a different poll. So I'll just talk about IAMS Wealth Management. We founded IAMS Wealth Management, almost 4 years ago now. And we founded IAMS Wealth Management in the same mindset that the IMO was built. It is a advisor-centric, service-first based company. You're going to have live people answer the phone. We're here to support you and put you first. I would tell you if you are considering adding assets under management into your practice, you need to reach out to your sales director, or reach out to IAMS Wealth directly to chat about it. We've got some great training partners that can help you pass the Series 65 exam very, very quickly. Excuse me. If you are currently an IAR, I would tell you to reach out just to take a look. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with the platform that we offer, the technology that we bring to the table, and our overall fee structure. We are very, very competitive and very, very attractive to many, many advisors. That being said, if you would like more information, just let your sales director know. We will get you that information. Okay, fun stuff. Fun stuff. This is awesome. 4.5 million trip points to qualify for the IAMS Top Producers Summit on a Mediterranean cruise. You can see all the ports of call there. I had dinner with a couple of advisors last night that are very, very excited about this. Everybody we've talked to is very excited. Still a ton of time to qualify. Uh, just over 1 year to qualify. So a lot of opportunity there. We're really excited about it. It's going to be our highest attended summit of all time, and we definitely want you to be a part of it. If you want to know where you stand qualification wise, or if you'd like to chat about what we can do to help you get over that threshold, let your sales director know. We really want you to be a part of this, and we really look forward to having you and your guests there. And we're going to talk about more trips. IAMS for the last several years has done a partner trip with one of our best distribution partners in Athene Annuity. We're doing it again. We're going to Hilton Head. Gonna be just a fantastic, fantastic trip. Lots of stuff to do on Hilton Head Island if you've never been. Golf, spas, shopping, biking, hiking, just hanging out at the beach. Gonna be a really, really great trip. 2 million in Athene premium to qualify by the end of the year. Very, very attainable, especially with some of the recent rate increases Athene has done. They have positioned themselves as an industry leader. If you're not currently working with Athene's national products, I definitely tell you to give us a call. You'll want to take a look at some of those products. Really, really strong. And one thing I do want to point out about that $2 million, that $2 million trip credit qualification, every Athene dollar that you place through IAMS right now counts towards both the Hilton Head trip and the Mediterranean cruise. So you write Athene, you're qualified for 2 trips at one time. You and a guest, absolutely going to be a fantastic trip, and we'd love to have you on both. Okay, now I know I've got a poll on this one. So I'm excited to talk about this. We weren't able to talk about this all of last year. Our Life and Annuity Academy. The poll simply states, are you interested in attending? If you'd like to get some more information about one of our 2 upcoming Life and Annuity Academies, certainly click yes. For everybody that just heard me, I did just say 2. I know we have got one where we are partnering with Athene in late September. We have another one that isn't locked in, but we've gotten the commitment to do, and we'll have announcements on that shortly. That one is not going to be with Athene, just so everyone knows, but it's going to be a very, very unique opportunity for individuals to join us. Really excited about it. Really excited to be able to get back in front of everybody, get together for these great trainings. So if you don't know about the IAMS Life and Annuity Academy, let me tell you a little bit about it. It is a 2.5-day all expense paid training. You will meet all of the department heads from IAMS, and we'll go through what it is we do to help you grow your business, write more business, and be more efficient in your business. We will also spend a ton of time on sales and marketing concepts. This is not a product roadshow. That's not what we're there to do. We can talk about product one-on-one conversations, but when we want to talk about how we help you grow your business, we're going to help you grow your business by making yourself more recognizable, by giving you better marketing, by helping you see more prospects and ultimately close more sales. We're also going to bring in our national sales coaches. To be a sales coach at IAMS, not only do you have to talk the talk, but you have to walk the walk. And what I mean by that is all of our sales coaches are industry top producers. So they're going to show you exactly what it is they do in their daily practices that makes them so successful and give you the ability, excuse me, guys, to take that home with you and implement it in your own practice. So both of these events will fill very, very quickly. So if you would like to be the first group notified on dates, on when applications open up to attend, click yes, and that will get you onto that list. Mr. Hawks, is there anything you'd like to add about the Life and Annuity Academy before we move on?
The thing I would add into it, and to the point that you made, is that we're going to have some top producers there, kind of pulling back the curtain and really sharing some best practices and things that they're doing. And then I think to the other point too is we're going to be talking about a lot of different strategies, both from a marketing standpoint as well as from a sales strategy standpoint, because we've had a lot go on here over the last 18 months. And so I think some of the key takeaways that you're going to have is being able to leave that with what cutting edge, what's working in the marketplace, what are things that you can incorporate into your practice, and then also, just like the reason that we're on the call today, what's going on in the marketplace, what are positioning and advanced market strategies that you need to be looking at and incorporating into your practice as well. And so we're really excited to be able to get these events on the docket for this year. I think it couldn't be a better time.
Absolutely. I agree with you wholeheartedly. All right, everyone, I'm going to close this poll down. So if you haven't taken the time to click yes or no, please do so right now. All right. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate your participation there. My normal shameless plug here, and it's not shameless. I mean, follow us and like us. We put a lot of great information out on social media. A lot of announcements come out social media first before you can see them on email. Great way for you to stay in touch with IAMS. Great way for you to engage with us quickly. So if you don't follow us on Facebook or follow us on LinkedIn and like us on Facebook, next time you open up your app, please do so. We'd certainly love to connect with you in that fashion. All right. Introductory slides are complete. We are going to talk now about our macro tax planning kit, and we're going to get into exactly what it is and why it's such a timely topic. So let's just look at the agenda here quickly. After this slide, I'm going to throw it over to Curtis, and we're going to talk about what exactly is macro tax planning. And then we're going to jump into the kit itself. We're going to go through the agent guides or highlight a few of the agent guides, highlight presentations, prospecting letters, turnkey media posts, vendor solutions. Then, as I said, that questions box is open to you. Please type in any questions that you have, and we will answer them during our Q&A session. So we definitely want that to be interactive. We're going to throw up a lot of things at you here that may be of interest. So please type in any questions you have, and we'll get to those. With that, let's toss it over to Curtis. Curtis, what is macro tax planning?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different types of tax planning. So in the context of what we do, all of us, every year we file our taxes. And the goal when we go in to file our taxes is to take it to the accountant and get that tax bill down as low as humanly possible. An equally important strategy is macro tax planning. And that's really planning around the uncertainties in the tax rate environment and accounting for legislative risk. When we talk about risk in retirement, which managing risk in retirement is infinitely more important than chasing gains, but we commonly talk about things like taxes, healthcare, longevity, inflation, market volatility. Legislative risk is one of the most impactful risks that consumers are going to find when they go to retire. And that's Congress's ability to change how we save, what we pay in taxes, a variety of different factors. And when you think about how long, 2-3 decades potentially, that people are going to be in retirement, there's a lot of that can go on. In fact, a common misconception for most retirees when they think about what their biggest expenses are going to be in retirement is that it's going to be travel, leisure, vacation, those types of things. The two biggest expenses in retirement are taxes and healthcare. And so legislative risk, and I think the general consumer population really doesn't realize that it doesn't matter if you're talking Democrat or Republican, it happens on a consistent basis. Look no further than the Secure Act last year and the elimination of the stretch IRA as well as the increase to the RMD age. And we've got, Secure Act 2.0 out there in the marketplace right now. And so I know taxes come up in your conversations with clients. And, right now, when you look at the marketplace, we've got a couple of big things going on right now. We've got the jobs plan and the families plan. And it looks like they're getting closer to getting that across the finish line. And so you've got that element there that incorporates one of the biggest tax increases that we've seen since 1993. At the same time, if we look forward a couple years from now, we've got 2025 coming up. And right now, how we all file our taxes is according to the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. And how that was drafted was it's going to run through 2025 and then revert back to what the rates were before, which is a tax increase. And so with these things going on, one of the things that we thought is we really need to make sure that our advisors are properly prepared, that they understand what's going on in the marketplace, and that we're getting the tools and collateral that they need to not only be able to help clients, but at the same time, we think this is a significant opportunity. When people start getting concerned that their income in retirement is going to be lower, they're going to reach out. They're going to have questions. They're going to want to know, what do I need to do in order to avoid this? And that's really why we put together this package. That's why we're on this webinar today. And that's also why we put together our Storm on the Horizon webinar series that we kicked off last week. And we're going to have some very impactful webinars here over the course of July and August. So, Scott, I'll hand it back over to you.
Absolutely. Thank you for that information, Curtis. And I'll echo Curtis's point there. If you haven't registered for the Storm on the Horizon series, I definitely tell you that's something you want to be a part of. We've got some really, really great speakers and great information coming your way here in the near future. So keep your eyes peeled for more information about the Storm on the Horizon series. All right. Well, what I want to talk about now are some of the agent guides that we have. This is a massive, massive kit that we put together for everyone. And if you'd like a copy of it and you're on this presentation, I'll launch a poll towards the end asking you if you want it. All you have to do is click yes and we'll get it out to you. But one of the first things you'll see when you open this massive kit are we have agent guides available in there. Guides on getting to know the revised 1040. I will tell you this, the 1040, if you are not actively looking at your client's 1040, if you use the 1040 overlay or the 1040 guide, it can really help you identify some areas to really help your clients and prospects solidify their dollars, understand if they're paying too much in taxation, understand if there's opportunity for greater tax positioning or more favorable tax positioning. We also have in there the I'm Smart Wealth Accumulation Guide. I mean, just kind of going through some great strategies to help your clients accumulate wealth in a tax favored position, and then also some tips on distributing in a more favorable position than many of us have done. And then a tax diversification guide. Majority of what everyone on this call works with are going to be insurance products, but not all insurance products, be it life annuities, are treated in the same way when it comes to taxation. So being diverse amongst, having your client be diverse amongst their tax statuses, amongst their deferred or tax-free or it really can be a helpful thing. And we've got a great guide that we put together to help you understand that and help you better position your clients. Again, all of these are available to you in the macro tax planning kit, and all of these can be customized for you and your brand. That's one thing that I haven't hit on yet, that I do want to make sure everybody knows, especially when we get into the marketing pieces here. All of this we can customize for you, your brand, yourself, your business, however you market yourself. We can make this look like this is your piece and definitely be very eye-catching to clients and prospects. Curtis, anything else we should highlight on agent guides before we jump forward?
The one thing I would mention too, and I see you've got the tax diversification guide up there. I mean, there's a number of impactful pieces that we've built into this package. One of the things that I think is very impactful is in that tax diversification guide, and it's a chart that we put together, and it's from the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office. But the interesting thing about it is in the context of people being concerned about taxes going up. And people, there's a lot of information out there in the media of, well, these tax increases are for high net worth people. The reality is that's not necessarily the case. In fact, we had Linus Sugis, very well-known, advanced market speaker last week, talk about the impact on the middle market. But one of the challenges is you can't get things back to even by purely taxing corporations and high net worth individuals. And I think that's reflected in that chart, because essentially what it shows is going out to 2045, here's what the government is showing spending is going to be versus right now, without any change, what tax revenues are. And it's going in two different directions. And so when you look at that, if you've got the government that's been able to identify that and see that, okay, we've got an issue, well, there's really only two ways to fix it. You either reduce spending or you increase tax revenues. The issue with increasing spending is that you can't just, reducing spending is that you can't just decide, well, we're going to spend less in the budget this year. A lot of what we spend as a country has already been earmarked in previous legislation. So really what you're talking about doing is, do you go back and unravel decades worth of spending, or do you just raise taxes and then you get an immediate impact the following year? And so that's why we're honing in on that, because that's the simplest and easiest way for Congress to try and bridge that gap. And the reality is, with the packages that are on the docket right now, even the tax revenue increases don't fully cover the entire cost of it. But I make that point because I think it does a very effective job when you show that to a client of, oh, so even the government's saying that we've got an issue here and these things are going in the wrong direction. So how do we fix it?
Absolutely. Great insight there. And again, if you want a copy of that tax diversification guide, it is in the IAMS macro tax planning kit. And when we launch the poll, just click yes. We will certainly get that out to you. Moving, oh, come on. Sorry, guys, I got off track there. Next thing we want to hit on are some of the presentations that we have inside of this planning kit. And again, these can all be customized to you and your practice. Now, these presentations are designed to help you focus the conversation in. If you have a prospect that came to you because they are concerned about taxation. If I know Roth conversion has been in the news, all over the news lately. We've got a great presentation, client-friendly presentation on Roth conversions, how they work, how it might fit for your clients. In there, we also have the new rules of saving for retirement planning. There are many of us that for a long time, talked about the 4% rule and where we can always do that. That doesn't necessarily apply. As Curtis said, and as Linus Sugis pointed out, I mean, there's a lot of complex legislation out there, and we know that the tax environment is going to change significantly over the next decade by legislation that's already in place, by proposed legislation. So the stagnant rules that we may have had there for planning for the future are no longer, those are outdated. We need to take a more modern approach, and this can help the client understand that. Then how tax planning affects the four key retirement challenges. Obviously, there are going to be some challenges in retirement. We've identified 4 key challenges that most every retiree will face, and this is to get them thinking about what those challenges are, and also let them know that you can provide them the proper solution for their needs and help them plan for all of those challenges. Again, these are all available to you in the kit, and they can all be customized for you by IAMS. Curtis, before I flip it over to you on the next section, anything you want to add about the presentations that are in there?
Well, I would add a couple of things. So one, as we mentioned at the beginning of the call, we're highlighting a handful of things that are in the package. There's actually quite a bit more that we've built out, but we only have so much time to be with everybody today. The other thing I would mention on the presentations is the way that we design those is that if you want to go and just use that, absolutely. but we also designed them in a manner that we realize a lot of advisors have presentations that they like to use. Maybe you're doing webinars, maybe you're doing workshops, maybe you've got a presentation that you like. We designed these in a way that you could very easily go and take a chunk of the content that you want to add into your current presentation and put that in there. And so if you've got questions on that, or we've got our creative team here that's very good at PowerPoint presentations, we can help you do that as well. So whether you want to use it start to finish, or you go through these and say, I really like this section and I want to incorporate it in, as Scott mentioned, we can help customize these things for you and build them into your current presentations.
Absolutely. We would be more than happy to do so, and these are yours to utilize, and we want to help you utilize them in the best possible way for your business. Mr. Hawks, you want to talk about the prospecting letters?
Yeah. So we talked about being creative earlier on in the conversation, and so one way that you can do that is incorporating different types of marketing. And one type of marketing that's a very common type of marketing that you see in a lot of sectors, a lot of industries, that advisors don't necessarily use as frequently as newsjacking. And essentially what that is creating a marketing campaign around a major well-known or well-discussed news item. You don't have to go very far right now online to see articles about, well, even in the context here over the last, 4 or 5 days. Do we have a deal? Do we not have a deal? But there's consistently information in the news about tax increases. And so crafting a campaign around that and piggybacking on it can be a very, very effective way to generate a consistent flow of prospects. And especially when it's on an item that's hitting people's pocketbooks. You know, how much money am I going to have in retirement? How much in taxes am I going to pay? And so part of what we've incorporated into the package is some marketing materials, whether you want to, so in the context of the prospecting letter, whether you want to do direct mail or you want to utilize this as an email template, it does a very effective way, or a social media post as well. And we'll get to social media posts here in a second, but it's very effective because it's timely. People are being reminded on a daily basis this is going on, and then you're able to reach out to them and say, hey, I'm a potential solution for this. And so it's a very effective piece that we put together. And I think what you'll find is you can very easily incorporate this into some drip marketing that you're doing.
Absolutely. I think it's a great piece, Curtis. Again, everything here can be customized for you. We can get your letterhead, your logo, everything on there. We definitely want you to take advantage of that. Let's talk a little bit now, Curtis, about some of the social media posts and how easily you can utilize these social media posts.
Yeah, so as we all know, and I think as we've all seen here over the course of the last year, social media is a very, very powerful media. It's a very effective way to syndicate information out to anybody that you want to, whether it's your organic audience or whether you're wanting to do some more specific targeting and do some advertising around it. And so one of the big challenges when you talk about social media marketing is, what am I going to say? What am I going to put together that's impactful, that will get people to raise their hand and say, tell me more, or I have a question, or how can you help me? And so we've really taken all of that out of the equation by providing a social media campaign. And so we've got the images, the content, the ads, all of those things already put together for you. And you can simply incorporate that into what you're doing. If you want help and you'd like one of our social media experts to help you with this, they're available as well. And the other nice thing about this is we put together a number of different posts that you can utilize. So you've actually got an extended amount of content that you can use to drip out and get in front of your target market or your organic audience. We found in the past with our marketing packages, in fact, those of you that are working with us, you've probably seen in the advertising packages that we've put together that we normally have some email templates and we normally have some social media posts and ad campaigns built in because they're a very effective tandem. The more ways that you give somebody to engage with you, the more people that are going to engage with you. So if you can be doing drip email marketing, if you can be doing social media marketing, you greatly expand out what you're doing. In addition to that, one of the things that you can do is with your website, if you're incorporating this on the website as well, well, now you're addressing search engine optimization as well. And so, again, we're here as a resource for you. And that's why we put these tools out there. If you've got questions on it or you're not sure where to go on it, one of the things I would mention is that we do provide a custom marketing analysis. So we can put together and craft a customized campaign for you with our specialists in the creative department. And right now is a good time to look at that as well, anyways, because we are at the halfway point of the year. And I really do think this year is kind of a tale of two halves with how you marketed the first half of the year versus the second half of the year with what's coming up on the horizon.
I think that's a great point, Curtis, and you gave me a great segue here. I'm going to launch our second poll of the day, and I'm going to ask every individual on this presentation if they'd like or if they're interested in a complimentary marketing analysis. Curtis, could you give us a little insight on how the marketing analysis process works and what it's all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So just like all of you, when you sit down with a prospect, you come across common challenges people have, common goals. One of those might be, I don't want to outlive my income in retirement. But how you go about addressing and crafting a solution for that is going to vary based off of that client, where they're at, and what they want to do. That's very similar to the process that we take with our marketing analysis. And so we'll sit down with that advisor, we'll identify what their goals are, how they're currently marketing, what marketing assets they have, what their target market is. And then what we'll do is we'll put together a customized marketing plan for that advisor. Then we'll go through that with you on, here are the different items that we think would make sense based off of where you're at and what you want to accomplish. And the whole goal of that is really to create balance. As all of you know, when it comes to marketing, there's peaks and valleys, and you try something that works, you try something that doesn't. And ultimately, what you're trying to do is create balance. You're trying to create a consistent flow of prospects week in and week out. And there's really three components to balance. One is having an identifiable goal. Second is crafting a plan that you think is going to accomplish that goal. And then three is having the ability to modify that plan as you're implementing it, as things change and adjust. And that's really what you get out of going through this process, is you create balance in your overall marketing plan, and then you've got a team of people here at IAMS that help you implement it. So it's really, as I mentioned, it's a great time to do it. Right now, it's halftime for the year. In fact, not only would I encourage you to take advantage of that, but also we do have some of our 2021 marketing calendars available still. And so make sure, I know we're going to see people calling in after the call, ask about that as well. There's a lot of good tips and ideas in there as well that you can get access to, and we'll mail that right out to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the only thing I'd add on to what Curtis said there is, for those of you, I know there's a few of you on here that I don't recognize your name. This is either your first introduction to us at IAMS, or maybe you're just considering doing business with us. Click yes. We will do the marketing analysis for you with absolutely no commitment on your behalf, but it's going to give you a real insight to what we bring to the table as a marketing organization and how we can help you grow your business. We'd love to show you some ideas, custom ideas that we can come up with, and how we can help you implement those in your practice and ultimately help you grow your business. With that being said, we're going to move on from the poll. So if you haven't clicked yes or no, please do so right now, and we'll move forward. Okay, thank you, everybody. All right, moving on. Vendor solutions. I want everybody to pay a ton of attention here. This is some really good stuff. Curtis Hawks, and I know he's my chief marketing officer. I'm not trying to hype him up too much when I say this. He's going to get a big head on me when we get into the conference room here later. But Curtis is so good at identifying cutting edge vendors to help people market their business and beyond that, negotiating some of the best pricing in the industry. Curtis wanted to highlight 3 vendors that are doing an absolutely great job with us, and we have got great pricing with. So with that, pay attention to what Curtis has to say here. I think you're going to be really excited about what we can bring to the table. Mr. Hawks?
Yep. So obviously, we believe that, and I think we all know here that the tax environment is changing, and so we know there's a ton of news out there. There's a ton of stuff in the media. So how do you effectively capitalize on that? How do you incorporate that into your marketing? And we talked about a couple of different things that you can utilize with the email marketing or direct mail or the social media posts. For a lot of advisors, I know one area of interest is, what if you can just get me the people? If you can get me in front of the people and they're qualified, then I can close them down. And these are 3 platforms that can effectively do that have very robust platforms built out for taxes and retirement. The advertising is around the impact of taxation and retirement. The follow-up process is around nurturing those prospects, and ultimately what they can deliver is a qualified prospect who's got concerns about the impact of taxation and retirement. And so it's a perfect lead gen system to, if you're interested in talking to people about these concerns, to get you in front of a consistent flow of those types of individuals, that you can start talking about the solutions that we have in this macro tax planning package. So all 3 of these do different things. So white glove, there's a couple of different options in the context of taxes and retirement. They have a platform for doing webinars if you want to do that. If you want to do live event marketing, if you want to do live seminars or workshops, they have a platform for that as well. And, I guess that's a good point too. I know a lot of advisors did live workshops pre-COVID and, would love to get back to that. Right now is a great time to start getting into that. You're seeing places open up, and you're seeing, with the advisors that we have running live workshops, we're seeing some very good results with attendance and then engagement with being able to set appointments. People still want to meet with people, and they haven't really been able to do that here over the last year. And so it's really a great opportunity. I know we've got advisors all over the country. Some of you might be concerned about, well, will it work in my area? It's a great question. It's a very valid question. One of the services that we provide is that we provide a venue viability report. And so if you have interest in trying to get back to doing a live workshop, reach out, talk to one of the sales directors over here. They'll collect some information from you, and then we'll go out and look at, well, what venues are actually available in your area to do this. What are there, because there's different nuances in different states of how many people can be there and all of that. But we can go through that process and see if that's available in your area. And as I mentioned, we're seeing more and more everything's opening up, and I think we're going to continue to see that as we continue to go forward. So with White Glove, you can do a virtual workshop, you can do a live workshop. They also have a preset appointment program. So they will schedule one-on-one appointments with you for individuals that are concerned about the impact of taxes and retirement. With Leading Response, they've got a couple of different platforms available. So not only do they have a taxes and retirement platform that you can do with either webinars or live event marketing, they also, if you want to market taxes and retirement and focus on overfunded life insurance, they've got a platform available for that, as well as presentations that you can use for either Gen X or Boomer marketplace. And so it's no matter what your target market might be, they're going to have a good solution for it. Last is Juicebox, and many of you probably haven't heard of them, aren't aware of them, but this is a marketing platform that's specifically designed in the life insurance space. So it markets to high-income earning individuals that have concerns about how much in tax they're going to pay in retirement, as well as how much in tax they're paying right now, and takes them through an educational process of how is money taxed in retirement. What are the different ways that you can save? and then how are you taxed when you retire. And so it takes them through that educational process. And when they get to the point where they feel like they understand well enough, then it allows for them to submit their information and get over to you. And so if you're in the life insurance space, this can be a great program to generate prospects. The other thing I would tell you too is with this program, it targets a little bit younger audience. So it's 35 to 55. So it's more oriented toward the life insurance space. But here's what I would tell you, and what we've seen here with advisors working this program is there are some significant opportunities on the AUM side, and then you also are going to have opportunities on the annuity side as well. And the interesting thing about it is with the cases that we work off of this, you are really, I mean, you're getting high income individuals. You're getting people that are maxing out 401k contributions. You're getting people that have non-qualified brokerage accounts that have money, and it's just, well, where do I go now? And I'm concerned about taxes. What I would tell you is with all three of these options, going back to what we've been talking about with that custom marketing analysis, it's a great way to figure out what's the best option for you or any of our options. The reality is we've got 45 different marketing programs here, and it's all about what's the best option for you. And that's why we have our custom marketing analysis process to identify where you're at, where you want to go, and what's the best path forward.
Absolutely. To Curtis's point, again, 45 different vendors available to you. The same way we could only highlight a few pieces at a time out of the macro tax planning kit, we can only highlight a few of our vendors here. If you'd like to know more about any of the vendors that we can, and I think our graphics team did a great job, sometimes taking your business to the next level, it's just like putting together a puzzle, and maybe you're just missing that one puzzle piece. We can certainly help you find that missing puzzle piece or the one that fits to complete the puzzle and help you take your business to the next level. With that, that brings us into our questions and answer session. As I'm talking here just briefly about the poll I'm going to launch, if you have any last minute questions that you'd like to pose, please type them in before we get this locked up and move forward with the last polling question there. The poll that I'm going to ask right now is if you would like to receive the macro tax planning kit. When you click yes, you will receive an email from us. One of the sales directors here will email you a link to a Google Drive that will give you access to the complete kit. Everything we highlighted here, plus the pieces that we didn't spotlight. I believe there's around 30 pieces available in this kit. So it's very, very robust. This is information that we haven't seen come out from any of our competitors. So we're excited to be on the cutting edge of this discussion. So with that, I'm going to launch the poll. Please participate in that, and then we'll tee up some Q&A here. Let me make sure that launches correctly. There it goes. All right. Hey, Mr. Hawks, I had one of my favorite questions come in that I know is one of your favorite questions as well, so I'll let you answer this. What's the cost of the IAMS macro tax planning kit?
So good question. There's actually no cost associated with the package. You just need to be a licensed agent with IAMS. In fact, that's a good point too. We're here to be a resource for our advisors. And so for those of you that are currently working with us, one of the things that you'll see is just like we're in June, we had our Annuity Awareness Month marketing package. Not only do we have a variety of point of sale consumer facing pieces in there, we had a number of agent guides. We also had marketing pieces to get that narrative out. We had our disability marketing package in May. Coming up in September, we'll have our life insurance awareness. But that's one of the things that you get to tap into with us is that we're constantly rolling out new marketing packages that cover different topics that are important planning topics that you're all talking about right now. Sometimes there's topics that, again, that's why we've got this macro tax planning package. Advisors talk about taxes, but are they talking about everything that's going on in the marketplace right now and how that impacts people? And so it's a free service that we provide for our advisors to make sure that you've got the tools, collateral, and resources that you need to effectively grow and have good scalable profitable growth in your business year after year.
I knew you'd knock that out of the park, Mr. Hawks. Thank you to the individual that asked that question. We'd love to answer that question with it doesn't cost you anything. I did have a question come across the queue about compliance. I'll speak briefly on that. The presentations that we've created in there, everything that we show you that is client facing is going to be to the best of our knowledge, and we've got lawyers here that look at it, compliant for you to utilize with clientele. Now, the one thing I tell you, if you're in a position where someone supervises your business, you have a broker dealer or possibly an RIA that supervises your business, let us know. Let's have that conversation. Make sure that we're working with we may already have an agreement with your broker dealer or RIA, or it may be something where we can establish something for you to make sure that their compliance officer, your supervising office, has seen this package, has seen the pieces, and they deem you to be fully compliant. So we are fully on board with helping you utilize these and making sure we do it in as compliant of a way as possible. So if you have questions on compliance, if you have a supervisory group over your business, let us know. We will do everything that we can to make sure that you are in line with this. Curtis, I've got one last question for you. I know that I've mentioned it an absolute ton here, so I'm sure that's what teed up this question. They're asking, we've talked a lot about customizing these pieces for an individual. What's the process of getting one or many of these pieces customized for an individual producer?
Good question. Just reach out to your sales director. Have a conversation with them. Let them know what piece you're interested in, and then what they'll do is they'll go ahead and get that in the queue with the creative team to go ahead and make those edits. And that's the thing too. Even with the client presentations that we mentioned, and thinking through, whether an agent wants to use that in its entirety or snip certain chunks of it out. Even in the guides that we put together, the consumer-facing guides, we designed those specifically with the idea that we're going to have agents that want to swap out their information, our IAMS information, and put theirs on there. But yeah, a simple process. Reach out to your sales director, have a conversation with them. They'll get you in the queue to get that customized for you.
Absolutely. We're here to help, so don't hesitate to give us a call. We'd love the opportunity to assist with that. That being said, we are bumping right up against the hour, so we have timed this pretty well. I want to thank each and every individual for taking time with us today. I know that 59 minutes on a webinar with us is 59 minutes where you're not out actively marketing and prospecting, so we greatly appreciate it. Make sure to give your sales director a call today at 800-255-5055 to discuss implementation and customization of this great tax planning marketing kit. Mr. Hawks, thank you. I know you're a very busy man, so we appreciate you giving us an hour. Any parting words for the group?
What I would tell everybody is this is a big opportunity. This is going to continue to grow. And I think those advisors that are properly prepared to capitalize on this are going to see some significant success. The last thing I would mention to all of you is that we've got multiple webinars over the course of this month, so be on the lookout. But we're going to be talking about a lot of different macro tax planning topics, whether it's Roth conversions, whether it's on overfunded life insurance. In fact, we've got a webinar with Juicebox tomorrow at 1 o'clock Central Time. So if you have some interest in that, certainly you can get registered for that. But we'll be talking about inherited IRA. So we've got a lot of different planning topics that we're going to be doing deep dives into over the course of this month. That's really going to be a wealth of information for you.
Absolutely. Please take advantage of all the resources that we're putting out there. And with that, everyone, go out, have a great sales day, and we look forward to speaking with you all very, very soon. Thank you, everyone.